Welcome in, everyone, to the Week 4 edition of Friday Night in the Boot. Alongside Spencer Verrett, I'm Garrett Walvard, and through a contact of reporters across the state, we're bringing you highlights from all over Louisiana high school football. Spencer, a huge night on the gridiron, lots of upsets, an incredible evening to start.
An incredible evening, and I want to point out, too, I've mentioned it almost every single week, the weather tonight, though, felt immaculate. We're at that point in the year where it's starting to feel like fall, actually, and we'll actually get started here, heading down just the street to Memorial Stadium, where West Monroe traveled all the way down from Monroe to take on Catholic of Baton Rouge. It's a Gene Pawnee game. He played at Catholic, went to Monroe, was a sports anchor up there for years. His son now plays on the team. Picked this one up in the second half. Bears winning 28-7. Jaden Vessel's looking to keep it that way. He infiltrates the backfield and takes down Ryder DeJean on fourth down. Bears ball. But Bears offense struggled the whole second half, struggled to put up points pretty much. DeJean's going to get the ball back. He drops back to pass. He's finding and Javion Pickens for the Rebels to get into the end zone. Look at that catch right there. Rebels in business now, trying to get some points on the board. Give it to Kedrian McNeil. He's going to take the handoff, find the outside, find his way to the end zone, takes out the referee as well. He was okay, don't worry, I asked him. Bears now leading 28-14. Hudson Fuller's men need to get something going on offense. Bears, Turner Goldsmith drops back to pass. He finds Amari Clayton. Clayton's going to get one guy off him. Then he's going to tell another guy, just get off me. And he's going to run through a couple more guys. He's got a solid gain, but they couldn't get anything going. Now West Monroe on fourth down again. The Bears defense wasn't going to let them back in this one. Another backfield stop, turnover on downs. Bears would add a late field goal. Final from this one was 31-14 as we see Goldsmith there finding Amari Clayton again. Bears get to 3-1 on the season. West Monroe after a really big win last week over North DeSoto, unable to get it done on the road again, but it's looking like that District 2-5A up there is going to be really stacked. Catholic looks obviously as advertised with them.
Nice rebound by Catholic after the loss to their rival U-High the week before. St. Thomas More and Hall of Fame coach Jim Hightower, they are taking on one of the hottest teams in the state, and Neville, we're out at Bill Ruppel Stadium. Neville looking to stay unbeaten. Second-ranked team in 4A. St. Thomas More, the two-time defending Division II Select champs. Tigers first up. Packer Robinson finds Jalen Nichols on the screen. He'll cut it up into Cougar territory. Tigers on the move early. Another opportunity for Robinson. This time finds wide open Thomas Campbell running down the seam, and he's into the end zone quickly. 7-0 Tigers. They're fired up. Great start for Neville. On to the second quarter. STM inside the Tigers 5. It's an errant pitch. This one's going to go 93 yards back the other way. Jaden Reed with the scoop and the score. And Spencer, like that, it's 14-zip Tigers.
Tell you what, Neville, we got to start talking about them being the best team in the state.
Nice atmosphere out there. Pass attempt, and this one's going to be tipped, intercepted by Reese Rickert, and returned into Tigers territory. So here comes Neville's Robinson. He'll find Campbell again, and he runs angry. The Tigers looking for another score.
Boom.
Makes some contact on the near sideline. Good to see him pop back up after that. A few plays later, Jamarian Roberson punches it in, and the Tigers are up 21-0 in the second quarter. Boy, they're fired up out there in the student section. They're loving it. Tiger offense under 2 minutes in the half. Nichols catches the screen. He's going to cut this one back up the field and gets into STM territory. Long night for the Cougars defensively, at least here in the first half. They'll settle for a Brooks-Yerger 28-yard field goal. Time runs out, and Neville's up 24-0. Second half, Neville defense puts the clamps on the Cougars. Reed picks off the Cougars here. Another interception. Neville with a huge win at home. They look for real. 31-7 is your final score.
I tell you what, they do look for real. I'm more than excited to see if Ruston and Neville can get to that matchup that they'll play later in the season, both unbeaten, because I'm telling you, I think Neville legitimately has a case to be the best team in the state. Their defense is incredible. Their offense is coming along really well. It's just down to Ruston now. Can they take down Ruston and win that district? It's going to be a tough district because even West Monroe is looking better. Ouachita Parish has been looking better, but what a win tonight for Neville. Let's take you now back down here to Baton Rouge. Dunham taking on Ascension Catholic. This was actually last night. The Bulldogs running out there. You see a big-time 1A school. They're looking to take down the 2A school. Starting off early, it's Camille LeBeouf who finds Johnny Vialon on the screen pass. Vialon's going to take this one all the way into the end zone for an early Bulldogs lead. Dunham's offense struggled to get going in this one, and we'll see here on the defense. They came to play early. Elijah Haven, number 1 player in 2027. He drops back to pass, but he is going to be sacked by Vaughn Blanchard. And like I said, the Bulldogs started this game so fast on offense and defense, but here comes Haven. They wake up eventually. He's going to look deep for Jarvis Washington. He finds him. Washington stretches into the end zone, and he gets in there for the touchdown. The Ascension Catholic touchdown, they missed the extra point. Dunham made theirs. It's a 7-6 ball game. Right before half, Lowell Narcisse telling his team before half, hey, we got to go down there. We got to score. There's 4 minutes on the clock. When you need a score, if you're Ascension Catholic, you look towards Chad Elzy Jr. He bounces off a couple of defenders, bounces off another guy, runs over his own guy as well, and he'll cruise his way into the end zone, takes another hit as well for good measure. He can eat all of those up. And the Bulldogs take a lead 12-7 at half, but late in the game, Dunham's down 6. Whose number do you want to call if you're Dunham? You call Elijah Haven's number. He's going to juke past the defender, make his way into the end zone, 65 yards. Haven's into the end zone. Dunham takes down this one 21-18 after a late interception. They improve to 4-0 on the season, but a really, really good Thursday night game between these two teams, Garrett.
Yeah, we are just getting started on Friday night in the boot.
And we'll actually now take you from last night. We'll catch up with Coach Neil Weiner and Elijah Haven after the big win.
They've got a fantastic program. It doesn't matter who's there. They continue to fight hard. They're always good. Great athletes, great coaches, awesome community support. Our kids, I was proud of them because we weren't clicking early on offense, but they found a way to get it done. And then obviously it helps. Elijah makes the big run. That was huge. But our defense kept bowing their neck, kept making stops. And credit to Chad Elzy. What a special football player. That run he had for the touchdown on the screen right before half. I mean, that was stuff legends are made of. That was incredible. So I'm really proud of our guys for continuing to fight the whole way through.
You know, in my mind, I was just thinking, just give me the ball, really. You know, I was going to go make the play for the team. You know, as an offense, we didn't have our best night. So, you know, to have my hands on the ball in a position like that, you know, I was just super happy. And, you know, I saw the hole, and I was able to make a great play for my team.
We'll be back with a little bit more on Friday night in the boot, a South Louisiana special, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans area highlights when we return. You're watching the LHSAA Network.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Welcome back in, everyone. Friday night in the boot. Garrett Walbert, Spencer Verrett, and like we said, we're going to start off with some highlights from South Louisiana here in this block. Teurlings Catholic and the Westgate Tigers undefeated, looking for a little Acadiana area supremacy. The cheerleaders pumped up. Teurlings opens up the scoring. Short touchdown plunge by number 20, Doug Viltz, to make the score 7-0. Move on to the second quarter. Westgate down to their third-string quarterback due to injuries. Tobias Gordon finds freshman Caden Lancelin for a long gain to get into the red zone. Good-looking run there. They'd punch it in with a touchdown run by Gordon, and the answer ties it up 7-7. Viltz, of course, big run for him. 67 yards, takes it right up the middle, untouched, and he's going to take it all the way to the house. Rebels on top now, 14-7. Crowd going crazy here. Westgate would respond. Another touchdown run by Gordon. He's going to call his own number from the Wildcat formation, far sideline, 58 yards on this gallop. He'll get in the end zone, Spencer, but they'll miss the extra point. So now it's 14-13. Teurlings will close out the quarter with a touchdown pass. Alex Munoz to Nick Celestine. They extend the lead, 21-13. Big-time players make big plays. Now in the third, Teurlings tacked on another Viltz rushing touchdown, and Amari Simon picks up a rolling kickoff. Defenders just can't get a hand on him. He's going to rumble 83 yards.
Wow.
Has some outstanding blocks along the way, and that'll make it a 28-20 game. Everybody getting their money's worth in tonight's matchup. Teurlings, though, puts this one out of reach. Fourth quarter, Viltz puts his fourth rushing touchdown of the game. Nice spin move and then blazes past everyone else. Now 35-20 Teurlings. They add one more long touchdown run. Davian Jackson, number 1, right up the middle, untouched, 75 yards. Almost 300 yards rushing for Teurlings on the ground in this game. And they win it by a final score of 42-20. Now 4-0 on the year. Westgate falls for the first time in 2024. They're now 2-1.
What a win for Teurlings, man. I mean, that O-line must have been open up holes on holes because those running backs were just running straight through and into the end zone. They might be one of the best teams in the Lafayette area now, and it's time for people to realize how good Teurlings is. Let's take you down now to New Orleans between John Curtis and Rummel. One of the top games in the state this year. Rummel looking to stay undefeated. They're hosting John Curtis at Yenny Stadium. Let's go to the first quarter. The Pats with the first possession and moving the chains. Reggie Johnson connects with Jax Fabacher on the swing pass, and he picks up the first. A few plays later, Anthony Smith gets the call, and he answers. It's going to be 7-0 Patriots early. Can John Curtis get a big-time win here early in the season? Raiders looking to respond, but it's going to get stuffed. The Pats force a 3-and-out. Good start for John Curtis. Raiders defense, however, came ready to play. They return the favor. Smith on the ground, but so is the ball. Raiders recover deep in enemy territory, and it's going to be, they would then cash in. It's going to be Norman Taylor. As we see here, there's a bit of a scrum on the ground, but it would be Raiders ball. But it's going to be Norman Taylor who gets the ball, and from 6 yards out, he's just going to punch it in. And we have a 7-7 tie game. Head to the second quarter now. Patriots threatening. As we see, Patriots are threatening here. It's going to be Johnson to Fabacher again, but not this time. Punched out of bounds. Peyton Depolittle on the stop. Patriots for a field goal. Oh, maybe not. It's a little bit of trickery in there. Johnson fires in the back of the end zone, but Depolittle is there again for the stop. And Rummel comes up with a big-time stop right before halftime. Patriots looking for a miracle. Johnson heaves the ball. It's a Hail Mary, but it's knocked down, and it would be 7-7 at the half. Third quarter now, Raiders threatening. Taylor calling his own number again, and he's going to score again. Raiders would go on to win this one. 14-7 would be the final. That's all the scores that we had in that one. But the Rummel Raiders are 4-0, and John Curtis falls to 1-2 on the season.
Rummel looking really strong to start the 24 season next week at Brother Martin. And we can take you to the Highway 1 showdown between 2-0 Bruley and 2-1 Plaquemine. The Green Devils hosting the Panthers. First half action, Plaquemine in the black jerseys kicking off. Bruley with a talented backfield, Josiah Hogan and Roderick Covington. But junior defensive end, once they get this first attempt, blow it up through the line. It's number 90 coming out. And that's Ryan Jenkins. He'll blow up this play. The Panthers will have to punt it away. Devils quarterback Nico Victorian hands off to Tyrese Mosby, and the senior tailback picks up 20 yards and the first down. Mosby had his name blaring through the loudspeakers all evening long. He moved the chains and kept the offense on the field. Devils currently up 7-6. Victorian shows off his speed, racing up the sideline for a long gain. Mosby carries again later in the second quarter, but the Bruley defense starts to fight back, and the Panthers, after 2 more attempts, are going to try and force a turnover on downs. Victorian goes to the air, almost a fantastic one-handed catch by John Hawks V, but they'll turn it over on downs here, and Bruley stands tall. They'll get the ball back. Would have been a fantastic catch by Walker one-handed. These schools separated by just 11 miles, and this rivalry starting to heat up. Stands packed tonight. Gadget play amounts to nothing. Here's Mosby. He's going to take control of this ball game. Far sideline, races almost 50 yards, and flies into the end zone to put his team up 14-7 just before the half.
What a run by Mosby there. Taking the contact, too, right before getting in the end zone. He wants contact. That's what he's talking about on the sidelines there.
5'9" senior. You're going to hear his name a lot this season. Mosby scores, and they end up winning 41-18. Your final. Plaquemine improves to 3-1. They're at West Feliciana next week. Spencer, awesome couple of games to start our program so far.
Yep, and we'll be back here shortly after break with a couple more from New Orleans and the Lafayette area. Stay with us.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Buying online is easy, but not when it comes to buying medications. Counterfeit pills and other illicit substances are being laced with fentanyl. Kids are dying from these fake pills. Fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin. A lethal dose is smaller than a pencil point. Worse yet, medical professionals can't tell the difference between real pills and their counterfeits. Don't take anything that doesn't come from your doctor. Buying online can leave you flatlined.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
The LHSAA Network Game of the Week. Normally Thursday, but next week we've got it one so good. We're doing Saturday night in New Orleans. Edna Carr, the Cougars taking on the Purple Knights of St. Aug. 7 p.m. kickoff live from the Crescent City. We hope you'll join us on the LHSAA Network.
I'm excited for that one. Those are two good teams going at it, and I'll be tuned in. I'll tell you what.
Should be a couple of hard-hitting games. From New Orleans, we'll move across the state. Let's head out to New Iberia. The Catholic Panthers taking on the Notre Dame Pios and Coach Louis Cook. Great matchup here. Looking for their first win over Notre Dame since 2019. Panthers off to a good start. Tristan Lewis on the check down, converted wide receiver off to the races. Catholic scores on their first possession. Notre Dame will drive down the field. Pioneers answer at the goal line. Jack Meadis crashes into the end zone. Tie ball game 7-all. Luke Landry has plenty of targets. Here he finds Jaden Mitchell, who's going to have a huge night on offense. 5 different Pioneers got a hand on Mitchell, and the speedy senior left everyone in the dust. ran 80 yards on this 50-yard touchdown catch across the field.
This kid is electric on the hard court and on the football field.
14-7 at the half. Coach Matt Desermo of Catholic was not happy at the half. His Panthers came out on a mission in the third quarter. Landry went back to Jaden Mitchell. 40 yards on this hookup. Mitchell wide open at the goal line. Next drive, Landry rolls out. Gavin Roy streaking down the sideline. Landry drops a dime on him as he crashes out of bounds. You can tell this offense for Catholic is special. Lefty quarterback goes back to Roy. This will end the drive, and the senior blazes 30 yards into the corner of the end zone. Panthers leading 28-7. Tight end Joseph LeBlanc gets in on the scoring barrage. Landry hit him 7 times in the game, including this completion for a touchdown. Notre Dame's going to fight back. Quarterback Parker Faust runs hard to move the chains on short yardage down. Fullback Drew Lejeune waits for the block to materialize, hits the hole, and he's in the end zone untouched. Notre Dame answers, but their defense just can't slow down Catholic's attack. That's Tristan Lewis up the gut, great blocking, and it's a foot race. Coach Desermo called Lewis the fastest player on this team. Looks like he's the fastest player in the stadium. Next drive, Pio's tight end Josh Hebert hurdles a defender, and Notre Dame's knocking on the door. 2nd and goal, that pass is tipped. He had a man open in the end zone, but it ends up being an interception. Into the end zone again for Faust. This one will be brought down. Leighton Fall with the catch for Notre Dame. They'll close the gap on the score, but another interception, and it'll end up being a winning night at home for Catholic New Iberia, their first win in 5 years over the Pios of Notre Dame.
What a win for Catholic of New Iberia. And we're going to take you now back to New Iberia to catch up with Coach Desermo.
Overall, I'm so pleased, like from top to bottom, with our team, our players, our coaching staff. You know, they put our kids in the best possible positions and made adjustments at halftime and did things to help our kids have a chance. But going into the game, you know, we talked about it being a 48-minute battle. You know, going against a team like Notre Dame with Coach Cook at the helm. Traditionally, I mean, they're so well coached, they're so physical, such a good team that we talked about it. You know, we were going to get punched in the mouth, and we're going to have to be able to respond and keep going for 48 minutes.
Sir, the O-line made a bunch of adjustments. They blocked well, and then I just used my feet and made plays for us in the pass game. I'm excited. We've been having that one circled for a while. We struggled in the first half, but we put it together in the second half and got it done.
Definitely a big win. We lost my freshman year, and I didn't really play, and I felt some type of way about that. So tonight I came out, had to show them what I'm about. Second half, our head coach came in, he's like, this is not the Cali High football how we play. So when he said that, we already knew what time it was.
We're very fortunate that in our skill positions that we have a bunch of senior leaders who have a lot of, you know, Friday night experience. So, you know, they're used to those big moments. You know, Gavin Roy, number 13, made a huge play on the sideline. Joe LeBlanc, our tight end, made multiple catches in tough situations with guys all over him. Tristan Lewis, one of our running backs, made a huge run. Actually, 2 huge plays, a pass that he caught and a big run at the end of the game. So, you know, all our guys that are seniors that have had so much experience the last 3-4 years are stepping up and doing what they need to do for us to have the year we want to have.
Let's take you now to the North Shore for JFK taking on St. Paul's. 2 big-time teams looking to keep up some wins going. We'll open up here. It'll be John F. Kennedy who starts with the ball. Armani Darensberg is going to drop back to pass. Looking deep here, he finds Nayun Layleen, who I believe came up with the pass, but nothing would come of it. St. Paul's later on catching an interception from number 6, marching 46 yards down the field. Although still down by 9 points, the St. Paul students remain hopeful for a second-half comeback victory. Wolves looking to deliver that. That's number 84, Chase Ravan. And we'll see the extra point is good as well. And it would be Darensberg again. He's going to drop back to pass. He's chased by a couple of Wolves, and they'll bring him down in the backfield. That's number 52. And then we'll see here the Wolves trying to punch in some points here and get a score on the board. And we're going to see that's number 13 taking it in for the score. Wolves looking to get another score on the board. He's going to roll out to pass. He finds number 84 again. That's Ravan again. And we'll see St. Paul's is up 22-16. The Wolves close out the game with a 53-yard field goal. 53 yards field goal. It's good. Final score from this one, 25-22, sorry. St. Paul's takes down John F. Kennedy. So the Cougars pick up their first loss. St. Paul's goes to 3-1 on the season. Next, let's take you back across to the Lafayette area. We'll have Southside taking on Lafayette. With a little bit of district action, Jess Curtis got his first win last week against Madison Prep, looking for his first district win. Lions facing a 3rd down and long, but John Carney hits Kamori Boyd on the tunnel screen, and he's going to follow his box, pick up a first down, and some more. Lions can't turn it into points, though. Sharks with the ball now. Justin Williams takes the handoff on the dive play, and the sophomore rumbles for 21 yards and a first down, struggling to bring the big man down himself. Later in the drive, Lafayette's trying to dial up some good defenses. It's Parker, he killing the game and scoring one for the Sharks from 1 yard out. Sharks take a 7-0 lead, and I believe the final score from this one would be Southside 28, Lafayette 0. So a big win for Southside. They start off the district in the right way. They'll be taking on Barb next week. Lafayette trying to bounce back next week against Sam Houston. We'll rejoin you here after the other end of this break.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
We welcome everybody back in. We've got highlights coming in fresh out the oven. Spencer Barrett, Garrett Walvard. Our first game here in this block, Evangel and Airline. Should be a great matchup. Airline quarterback Ben Taylor averaging nearly 350 yards passing per game. Taylor and the Vikings taking on Evangel. Evangel with a tough schedule to start, just one win on the year, and Airline is undefeated. Airline strikes first. Taylor to Aiden Baker. Baker with the big body all the way into the end zone. The tight end does the rest. Right into your living room. House call makes it 7-0 Vikings. On the ensuing kickoff, John Isaac on the return for the Eagles. But the fumble is going to be recovered by Josh Papillon, who falls on it, gets his mitts around it, and the Vikings are in business. So a turnover early for Evangel. That sets up this. 2 plays later, Jarvis Davis gets free, and they're not going to catch him just like that. 14-0 Airline. Fans going crazy up there in North Louisiana. Pop Houston and Evangel, they're not going down like that. Next possession, Pop the quarterback going to call his own number, gets free, and he's going to win the race to the end zone.
Wow, what a run.
That game back and forth all night. 2 talented teams. Evangel and Airline, the Vikings trying to stay undefeated on the season.
And they will stay undefeated. A late touchdown from Airline gets the win for them, 47-42. I know the late touchdown was scored by Kenny Darby. 2 wide receivers, Jarvis Davis, Kenny Darby for Ben Taylor. That's why he's averaging nearly 350 yards per game. This kid is unbelievable. But let's take our...
Well, congratulations to to Airline for getting the win. 13 touchdowns in that game. Now taking a look at Archbishop Shaw versus LCA out of the Lafayette area. Catch is going to be made on the long touchdown pass, and that's a great start for the Eagles in the ballgame. First-year head coach for the Knights in the post-Jawan Johnson, post-Hunter Landry era. Looks like they've got time to throw just like they always did. This will move the chains. A little decision on the sideline again. They'll try and keep it to the air again. LCA will be picked off here deep in their own territory. And now Shaw, the Eagles, have a little room to work. Shaw last week getting the win. Looking fairly strong to start the 2024 season.
It's a rare interception there from Braylon Walker. I'll tell you what, he'll probably be pretty disappointed in himself after that one. But he'll bounce back. He's a good quarterback.
Final on this one goes 31-8 to the Eagles, who improved to 500. Lafayette Christian in a position they haven't been in for the last 7 or 8 years. 1-3 on the season. They'll try and get right next week against a talented team from Baton Rouge in Central.
Let's take you now to that talented team in Central. We're going to bring up a scoreboard real quick. Lakeshore takes down North Lake Christian 43-16. An impressive start to the season for the Titans, who are now 4-0. And I tell you what, you talk about the North Shore, you talk about St. Paul's, you got to start talking about Lakeshore as well. This team is really talented, one of the best in 4A, and I think they could very well run the table this season. They're a really, really good team, and I'm sure that another win is going to help them out a lot. Let's now take you to Central of Baton Rouge, that really talented team you were talking about. They're taking on another really talented team as well, Cecilia. The Bulldogs looking to end Central's unbeaten run to start the season. First quarter, it's going to be Diesel Solari. He's going to hand off to Braylon Kale, and he is popped by Camden Rankin. Ball comes out, and it's recovered by the Wildcats. Just a start that Central wanted here. A little bit of indecision from the referees, but it was a fumble. Wildcats get into the red zone, and Jackson Furman dials his own number, pushes his way into the end zone. Extra point, no good. Central leads 6-0. Second drive for the Bulldogs. Solari is going to take off. He's going to be taken down by Scott Smith Jr., but not a sight that fans of either team or anyone in the state wants to see. Solari really shaken up on the play, was on crutches later on, and it was a bad night for Cecilia. They got shut out. But we're going to see Furman look deep here for Keithan Womack. Ball's flying through the air, and Womack gets up there. He says, "Give me that." Comes down with it, but in the red zone, the Wildcats were struggling. They had 4 trips there that ended in field goal, or they had one ended in a touchdown, 3 field goal attempts. Only one of those was good, but they come alive in the second half and take this one 27-0. A tough start to the season for Cecilia. I'm hoping that Diesel is okay. He'll be able to play next week against Notre Dame.
Central taking on Lafayette Christian. They'll play them in Week 5. Spencer and I are just getting started. Got great games coming up in the next block for you. Don't go anywhere. Friday Night in the Boot continues here on the LHSAA Network. We'll be back right after this.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
It's the game of the week on the LHSAA network. Edna Carr on the road taking on St. Aug Saturday, October 5th, 7 p.m. live from New Orleans on the LHSAA network. Join me and Derry Beckwith as we bring you a premier game from the Crescent City. Can't wait to get started prepping for that one. Garrett Walbert, Spencer Barrett with you live in the studio. And we're just going to keep rolling through the highlights here on Friday night in the booth.
Take you out to Lafayette, Opelousas, the defending champs of Division II, welcoming in Alexandria tonight. Early on, you're going to see Zach Malvo jump over almost everybody. He might have even jumped over the stands there into the end zone for a touchdown after a failed two-point conversion. Trojans with a quick toss out to number 20 there for a couple of yards. Same drive, Carson Sellers. He's going to find Darius Washington, a really stud receiver for the Trojans this year. And Washington's going to stick with it. He's going to find his way into the end zone for a touchdown for the Trojans. Jimmy Zachary looking on there, looking for his Tigers to respond. It's going to be Malvo looking deep. He's going to find Corey Fontenot getting up and getting it, telling the defender, not today. Or later again, look at Malvo. He's going to jump in the air. I mean, he's jumping every single time he gets near that little. Hey, look at that. He gives him a little, let's run it. Go for two again. And they're going to get into the end zone. Opelousas, I was saying at the Catholic game, we might have awoken a demon in Opelousas, but the Trojans come back from down 28-14, and they take this one 43-40. So Alexandria, one of the top teams in the state, maintains that 4-0 undefeated record, taking down Opelousas, a game that Coach Jimmy Zachary is going to be maybe a little upset about, but they got Zachary next week, another great test for them.
Great start to the season for Ash. Excited to see how the middle and the district play opens up for them. We've got some great games coming up for you. Don't go anywhere. Right now we're going to take a look at Brother Martin at Jesuit, and we'll see a package filed by our friend Garland Gillen at WVUE. Let's take a look at some Catholic League action.
It's only week 4, but the Catholic League is here. We got a biggie tonight at Tag Gormley Stadium. It's rivals Brother Martin against Jesuit. Jesuit goes to the air early in this one. Taylor Norton with an absolute dime to Roman Leray. He takes it inside the Satyrs 20, but the Jays will get nothing out of it. Wide right on the field goal. We're still scoreless at Tag Gormley. Jesuit gets defensive. Seth Lizette gets picked by Jack McGuire, pulls it in right around midfield. Start of the second quarter, we have some points on the board. James Roniger punches in from 4 yards out, 7-0 Jays. Satyrs, they can play some defense too. Trayshawn Ware with the strip, and he's going the other way. Right down the sideline, right into Jay territory, but they would only get a field goal out of it. Special teams would also play a part in the first half. We got a fumble! Derek LaBeouf falls on it for Jesuit. That would lead to a field goal, 10-3 at half. First possession of the second half. Jays hit it big. Norton hits Calvin McGee in stride, goes for a 96-yard touchdown. Wow, what a game changer, 17-3. 3 minutes left in the contest, 4th down and goal for Brother Martin. Hudson fields the Easton Royal. He stops short of the goal line. Jays get the ball. All right, one last shot for the Satyrs. Fields intercepted by James Roniger. Jesuit wins 17-5.
This is the league. I mean, this is what it's about. And we knew Brother Martin had a lot of key players returning, and I think they're going to be right there in the thick of things for the end of the season in the district. And, our coach had a good game plan. Our players were focused and executed. And, some mistakes to clean up because it's only week 4. It's like I tried telling them. I mean, yes, it's Brother Martin. Yes, it's a big game for them. But it's all about us. It's not about nobody else. And we got to find a way. And something about this district is, we lost some key pieces tonight as this game went on. So to hang on and find a way to win is a very great night for the Jays.
Jesuit now owns a 3-game winning streak, and they are 1-0 in Catholic League play. Next week, they face the Holy Cross Tigers. From Tag Gormley Stadium, Garland Gillen, Fox 8, Local First.
Thank you, Garland. Looks like the Jesuit Blue Jays are certainly for real. They improved to 3-1 on the year and knock Brother Martin from the ranks of the undefeated. Jesuit will take on Holy Cross next week. Brother Martin taking on Rummel. Spencer, we got a chance to take a look at the updated Catholic League standings, and a couple of undefeated teams are sitting atop. Rummel, 4-0 on the year. They're 1-0 in league play. So is Jesuit now 1-0, and Carr, who beats Holy Cross, 1-0. A couple of teams near the bottom where you wouldn't normally find them. John Curtis Christian, Brother Martin, and of course Holy Cross, all 0-1 to start Catholic League play.
Tell you what, based on that video we just saw there, followed by Garland, I mean, Jesuit was living in that backfield of Brother Martin. I wanted to point out, too, though, that Brother Martin defensive back who ripped the ball straight out of that guy's hand, said, I'm going the other way. Didn't get in for the touchdown, but a really big win for Jesuit. Last year, I'm sure they were a little disappointed. It wasn't their best season last year, but this year, looking like they could be on the up this year. I know that Jesuit wants to be up at the top of the Catholic League. Everyone does in that league, but it's so stacked from top to bottom. It's tough to even find a win in there. There's no off weeks in that league.
Coach Ryan Manally's taken De La Salle to numerous state championship games. Might just be a matter of time before the Blue Jays are back in the dome.
Let's hop in the helicopter and let's head up north now to Shreveport. Northwood taking on North DeSoto. We see here Luke Delafield and North DeSoto looking to bounce back after that loss against Westminster, or a thumping, really. Northwood trying to get the W in Stonewall. First quarter, it's going to be Kenny Thomas on the carry. He's going to bust through the line. He's going to take off up the middle. He's free, all gas, no brakes. He's into the end zone. Take this way all the way to the house. Griffins hop on front first, 7-0. Same score. Delafield drops back. He's going to find Jared Jackson, one of the transfers to North DeSoto, really talented kid, taking a visit to Tulane this weekend. He takes off with this one, tries to escape a defender, but he's brought down. 44-yard gain for North DeSoto. Leads to this. Chaz Martinez busting through the line, and he's into the end zone. It's 14-0 North DeSoto. Northwood trying to make something happen, but the ball gets loose off on the handoff. Connor Watson recovers it. Griffin's ball. Braylon Layton with the rock. He finds the end zone. North DeSoto leads 21-0 after the first. All Griffins. Falcons trying to get back in this one. Third quarter now. Jackson Bensler connects with John Sneed in the end zone. Make it 35-21. But the Griffins come in and they take this one. Final score, if we can see the scoreboard here, 38-21. North DeSoto bounces back after a tough loss last week. Taking down Northwood gives them their first loss of the season. Northwood, a team that really has impressed so far with 3-0 start, but North DeSoto just too much for the Falcons.
Got another block of good games coming up after this quick break. Spencer and I will return. You're watching Friday Night in the Boot on the LHSAA Network.
Buying online is easy, but not when it comes to buying medications. Counterfeit pills and other illicit substances are being laced with fentanyl. Kids are dying from these fake pills. Fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin. A lethal dose is smaller than a pencil point. Worse yet, medical professionals can't tell the difference between real pills and their counterfeits. Don't take anything that doesn't come from your doctor. Buying online can leave you flatlined.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the play!
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
back to the Friday Night in the Boot on the LHSAA network. Let's head down to the West Bank. C.E. Bird traveling down from Shreveport, trying to get a win over John Ehret. First quarter, 3-yard punt by Ehret goes straight out of bounds. Not really what you want to see there from the special teams, as it actually bounces back a good bit. Finally, someone picks it up. Bird takes over at the 29 and takes it 3 plays for a 5-yard run to the right up the middle for a touchdown by Desmond Simmons. Bird looking to remain undefeated on the season, gets the start that they want. They've been traveling down south a good bit here early on this season. Another short punt from Bird's Desmond Simmons takes it right up the middle again. 14-0. Bird with the lead. Couple of plays, or Bird fumbles a punt, and Ehret's, we're going to see Bird fumble this punt here. Oh, it just goes in and out of the hands. Ehret recovers, that ball's down there. He cannot advance it any further, but Darius Smith takes a handoff, takes it in for the touchdown from 7 yards out. Ehret's back in business, trying to maybe bounce back from a bit of a slow start to the season. Birds leading 14-7. Next drive, Christian Maxey takes the pitch around the end for the 15-yard touchdown. For Bird, makes it 21-14. Bird's Quentin Hilliard then is going to take another pitch around the far end, and he scores from about 15 yards out. All gas, no brakes for the Bird offense in the red zone. They find no problem scoring. Final score from this one, Bird 35, John Ehret 14. So the Yellow Jackets improved to 4-0. John Ehret drops down to 0-3. Tell you what, one of the surprises out of the Shreveport area, C.E. Bird, the Yellow Jackets look really impressive. They'll take on a good Parkway team next week at Parkway, and John Ehret doesn't get any easier for the Patriots.
No, it does not.
They'll take on John F. Kennedy next week.
Next game up on the docket, Wassman and Iowa. Wassman was blown out by Iowa 39-8 last season. Last week, the Wildcats from Monroe beat Richwood 14-8 for their first win of the year. Iowa knocked out Parkview 45-35. Quick run off to the races, and Braden Odom racing down the far sideline. He's going to keep his feet and take this one all the way into the end zone. Does like the sprinters finish at the tape. Nice looking touchdown there.
Always got to lean forward. You never know if someone's timing you out there.
Jeremiah Bushnell with the touchdown for Wassman. But it's going to be Iowa who's going to be able to answer on this game and really look strong for both teams. Wassman back out on offense. Under center, Javian Adams throws this one deep down the field, and that'll be picked off. And now Iowa is in business. Offense running. Terrence Long, and this one will be into the end zone. Touchdown to knock things up. These two teams playing at Sam Houston and not at Iowa in the ballgame. The Yellow Jackets get the win and finish strong 41-18. Iowa taking on St. Louis Catholic. The Saints next week, while Wassman goes across the city and takes on Carroll.
Another tough loss for the Wassman Wildcats. Plenty of preseason hype on that team. Just hasn't lived up to it so far. Be interesting to see if they can bounce back during district play. Iowa, one of the powerhouses in southwest Louisiana. Be interesting to see if they can continue that next week against St. Louis Catholic. Let's go where Wassman's from, up to Bastrop. St. Frederick's trying to get another win after a surprise win over Gina last week. Bastrop Rams undefeated on the season. They said, we ready, and we ready for y'all. But it was the Warriors defense, which has been so key to their success all season, that was ready early. Rams opening drive, third down. Daryl Cooper tackle for loss of 2. Bastrop goes 3 and out just to start St. Frederick's 1. Warriors offense gets a shot out of a cannon. Owen O'Neill takes off, and he's going to get 22 yards there in business. Jarvis Walker is going to have the keeper himself. He's going to take it himself. He's going to say, yep, I'm through, and I'm into the end zone. Touchdown. St. Frederick's missed the extra point. 6-0 lead early. 12-play, 6-minute opening drive. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Builder backs, boys. They're trying to build them back. Back with the ball now, Marcus McClinton, open field tackle to force St. Frederick's 3 and out into the first quarter. Bastrop looking to get things going. One of the surprising teams up there in North Louisiana. 3rd and 5 downs, finds DeMondre Jones. First down, Rams into Warrior territory. 3rd and 10, Dylan Downs. He's going to take it himself. The transfer from Sterlington. It's going to get into the end zone for a 24-yard touchdown run. Missed extra point. 6-6, 7 minutes left in the first half. 80-yard JoJo Taylor return on the ensuing kickoff. This one belongs to Cole Perino. 4th down run, touchdown. St. Frederick's, they get the 2-point conversion. 14-6 Warriors. Then we're going to see another little pitch. Sorry, I think that one's to Cole Perino. The 2-point conversion, that was there. So the Warriors will trying to take a lead into half. Bastrop starts the next drive at their own 1-yard line after a big downs run. He hits Adamayan Moore, 74 yards for the touchdown pass, 14-12, 1:24 left. I'm out of breath. It's only the first half, man.
Get yourself a soda.
14-12, 1:24 left. Rams go for 2. They don't get it. And then we'll see Downs take it in. It's a tie game at 14 at the half. But the final score from this one, Bastrop pulls out a squeaker, 28-27. Bastrop remains undefeated on the season, takes down St. Frederick's. St. Frederick's got their next game against St. Mary's. Bastrop taking on General Trask. So a really good start to the season for the Bastrop Rams, huh, Garrett?
I think these fans for Bastrop, they need to get out to the games like they always do, lower the tailgates, do the tailgating right, and really enjoy the 2024 season. The Rams so far are off to a hot start.
They are, and I'm really interested to see how long this could continue. I know they've been building up something special there.
Excited to see what the rest of the program holds for us as Spencer and I continue to go through the highlights. We'll be back on the other side of this break. More football, more scores when we return on Friday Night in the Booth.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
The LHSAA Network Game of the Week, Edna Carr taking on St. Aug, the Cougars and Purple Knights, this Saturday, October 5th at 7 p.m. It's an off week for some prominent college football teams in our state, so join us 7 p.m. Saturday night down in the Crescent City, only on the LHSAA Network. Spencer, another good game on tap. Let's hit it off and running in our final segment.
Heading out now to Lake Charles. Karen Crow looking to avoid an 0-4 start taking on Barb. Bears looking to move the ball early, but that's a fumble. It's out on the ground there somewhere. Someone's going to pop out with it. Give it to Tristan Bilbo. The Bucks get the fumble, and they're in business early. Looking for a good start to the season. Plenty of seniors on this team, and they get a good start with that fumble recovery there. Karen Crow playing some good defense of their own. Caden Castile finds his way through the line. He's going to introduce himself to Eric Jones Jr. in the backfield, takes him down. Bucks, though, going to look and try and find their way into the end zone. Then Jelondon Gray rolls out to his right. He's avoiding a couple people, just dumps it off to the running back. He finds Landon Kirkland. Kirkland's going to run past everyone. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. Barb, he's going to run out the stadium, it almost looks like. Runs to the very edge of the grass, though, but Barb does take a lead there. Karen Crow looking to strike back. They're going to rely on Chance Babineau to run around the outside. Avoids a couple of defenders, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Karen Crow was down 28-13. They were trying to make a comeback here, but the night would belong to Barb. Karen Crow falls to 0-4 For the first time in maybe a couple of years for this offense, 21-13 the final, and I'm shocked to see that 0-4 sitting under the Golden Bears there. But Barbe is 3-1. What a start to the season for Barbe. They're becoming contenders in that district.
And it's good to see, again, like that senior class, like you talked about in 2020, 2021, they didn't have a lot of opportunities to play football due to Mother Nature. Great to see them kind of finish their careers with a flourish.
And getting some good Mother Nature as well, I'm sure, with this lovely weather, which I'll mention as many times as I want. This weather's only going to get nicer, hopefully. Barbe next week at Southside. Karen Crow will be at New Iberia.
Next game on the docket, Terrebonne at Hahnville. Hahnville's Calvin Smith has been making headlines this season. He's going to go off tonight. And Terrebonne already has wins over Riverside and St. James. The boys from Homa getting off to a good start. Calvin Smith, 5 touchdowns on the night for Hahnville to help lead the offense. Great running by Quincy Adams, extra point, no good. And they'll have an opportunity to get on the board and put a little pressure on tonight's opponent. Handoff, far side of the field. Calvin Smith, like we talked about, gets the handoff, right side, runs hard, breaks a couple of tackles. He'll find himself in the end zone.
Can't bring him down.
Touchdown of the night. That purple looks good.
Oh, it does, and he can't bring him down. Terrebonne struggling early.
Here's number 2, Owen Oliver, quarterback, looks deep, finds number 1, Alvin Celestine, who picks up a big gain for Terrebonne, gets down the field.
Had a big game last week against St. James. Good to see him with another good one.
Oliver, on the ensuing play, is going to look to his left, finds Carl Anderson Jr., who's going to dive in for the touchdown. Nice extra effort there. And Terrebonne will put it in front of the homestanding fans. Nice slow-mo look at this extra point attempt. And for Hahnville, that one will be up and good. Looks like a nice night for Hahnville, winning 51-32. Both teams 2-1 on the season now. Hahnville's next game is at Bourgeois, while Terrebonne will take on the always tough Wildcats from Destrehan. Thank you to WVUE for tonight's footage.
And a big win for Hahnville, honestly. Terrebonne, one of the more underrated teams coming into this season. They picked up 2 big wins over St. James, and we're 2-0 coming into this game, but Hahnville 51 points to Terrebonne's 32. That's a big-time scoreline for Hahnville. I know they want to bounce back after a tough season last year. Let's now go to Lafayette Renaissance taking on LB Landry at Morris Jeff Stadium. Landry down 28-6 in the first, but Torrey Young makes this pass to Christopher Griffin right before the half to make it 28-12. Lafayette Renaissance, one of those new teams that hops into the slate this year. Renaissance answers right back with a screen pass to Ja'Cory Duhan for a touchdown. He extends their lead to 35-12. Coach Hunter Landry at Lafayette Renaissance putting up a lot of points early. Like he did at LCA, we're going to see another deep pass, trying to move the ball down the field, but Christopher Griffin gets the interception. The return would get called back because of a block in the back, but they get to the INT still. Landry back on the move, trying to get it down the field. We'll see Rickme Scott in the corner of the end zone makes it a 2-score play. Good catch there by Scott. Big catch. And we'll see Renaissance back on offense here shortly, I believe. Or maybe that was Christopher Griffin. Makes a grab in the end zone, makes it 35-28. But despite the comeback, Lafayette Renaissance hangs on to win 42-32. Lafayette Renaissance 4-0 in their first season, I believe, of varsity football. Pretty good start. I mean, could they do what the LCA did last year with Hunter Landry at the helm? Maybe so. They got Bo Shin next week. LB Landry will take on Sid Edwards, running for mayor president with Estruma.
Real quick, a couple of teams throughout the state. We see Northwest falls to Jennings 35-14. The Bulldogs off to a strong start, 3-1, while Northwest, who made the semifinals last year, kind of middling, 500, 2-2. But they will probably run through their district.
And you tell you what, they were the 22 seed last year, but it doesn't matter. They're going to get there in the end. Opelousas Catholic, big 42-0 win over Sacred Heart. The Vikings improved to 4-0. Sacred Heart picks up their first loss of the season. And a great night of week 4. Another score here for us. Faraday with the big-time win over Delhi improves to 4-0, 50-32 over the Gators. And out there near Natchez, Mississippi, Faraday sits in that little corner of the state. They'll take on Beekman Charter next. Delhi takes on Oak Grove. Going to be really tough. We thank you all for joining us here on this Friday night, week 4. Make sure to join us for week 5 next week on Friday night in the booth.